out here finally doing a comparison of the Radain Ramjet, Zev Hypercomp, and the arc reactor. Alright, we're starting off with the Zev Hypercomp. All three shots on target. Obviously not going that fast, can only go a second a shot here. But the real thing is, or what you should be thinking about, is the feel. So the dot never lost the dot in the window. It is an SRO, so a bit bigger of an optic, but still it stays super flat. It felt great in the hand. That's the thing. The Zev Hypercomp feels fantastic. With the Zev Hypercomp from the side. Reactor on a Shadow Systems frame. Shoots flat, but definitely felt more kick in my hand. And again, that's really what I'm trying to express to you guys, is the feel between each. It's a 9mm, obviously it's not going to be too crazy, but you do get more kick in your hand. So compared to the Zev Hypercomp. Alright, arc division again on the side so you can see the slide. Again, it's feeling a little bit more kick with that. Still stays flat, but still good results, better than a stock slide. Alright, so much anticipated. I know you guys are all interested in this. This is the Radain Ramjet. It's on a Shadow Systems MR920. So pulled the shot, but that was me. It's been a minute since I shot, but that felt flatter than the arc division. Little less kick, probably not as flat or as strong as the Hypercomp in terms of compensation, but still felt very smooth. Obviously the afterburner makes it more of like a Glock 17 in terms of the length, so you have that aspect of it too. But as far as recoil goes, shooting flat right now out of the gate, it's a little bit different than I thought it would be. Certainly the Zev is the top, but then I put the Ramjet under that, and then the arc reactor with the chunk port. So, all right, Radain Ramjet again from this side this time. So that was good. Stayed flat. Could have shot faster than what it did. Obviously, again, a second shot, but felt pretty good. I'm trying to keep it mostly in this box right here. Had a pull here, dropped one here, and had some high ones here. Not the best, like I said, but again, just trying to concentrate mostly on how it feels in my hand. Probably could have shot a little faster, although this grouping sucks, so maybe not. Alright, so to give it a fair shot again right now, the arc reactor of the three felt the most recoil, but I'm going to put the arc reactor slide on the Zev frame to give it a fair shot. Right now, again, the Zev is my favorite and certainly feels the best to me, but we'll see if the recoil impulse changes at all on the Zev frame. Alright, so we have the arc reactor slide on the Zev frame. For me, the Zev frame is a lot more ergonomic than the Shadow Systems. I like it a lot better. So triggers a lot better, so we'll give it a fair shake here and see how that works out. Alright, again, arc reactor on the Zev frame. And that induced a binary fire, so we will be taking that. Alright, so we have the arc back on the shadow systems, because I'm not trying to have binary fire out here. So. Alright, we're going back to the Zev Hypercomp again with the regular Zev slide. Alright, of the three, hands down, it's going to be the Zev Hypercomp. It's fantastic, feels great in the hands, shoots super flat, can really manage it, and if I was going to go to war with one, it'd definitely be the Zev Hypercomp. Having shot these in the past in tactical or real life situations in terms of moving around with different targets, I'll tell you, the Zev makes me a faster shooter than either of the two. It's generally more accurate than either of the two as well. The surprise for me today, though, because in feeling, and I hadn't really shot back to back, the surprise was that the Radain Ramjet is probably in the second spot. It does make it more like a Glock 17, but a little lighter. The arc reactor, I still do like it. It's better certainly than a stock slide with the chunk port, and I think it looks fantastic. I think it looks better than the Radain Ramjet, and it's contained, looks more comparable to the Zev Hypercomp. But of the two, in terms of actually the feel that you get in your hand, I would go with the Radain Ramjet over the arc reactor. Now, because I also am a big car guy, I'm going to compare these to cars. The Zev Hypercomp for me is equivalent to like a 992 Porsche GT3 RS, right? It's a beautiful gun, has all the bells and whistles, the magwell, the trigger is better than any of the two as far as the shadow systems go. It looks beautiful, has the ports. Obviously the GT3 has a lot of vents and whatnot. It has the SRO equivalent to the big wing, right? So if I'm talking about sheer performance, it's going to be the Zev Hypercomp. I'm comparing it to the 992 GT3. The arc reactor, I'm going to compare it to the 991.1 GT3. So while it does look fantastic, I can tell you long-term use of it, I have had issues with reliability and some malfunctions. Didn't have any today other than the binary fire when I put it on the Zev, but that could just be that the two didn't marry up. The arc Radian Ramjet can make it equivalent to like a Carrera T. So, you know, the Carrera T has suspension bits that make it nice and you add it on, but at the end of the day, if you take all that stuff off, it's just a base Carrera. Doesn't necessarily maybe look as good as the other two, still performs well, not as good as the Zev Hypercomp, but still a fantastic get. I think I paid like $380 for it, whereas the arc reactor was about $800, and the Zev Hypercomp was much more than that. I'm in California, so all three of these are off-roster guns, and so I had to pay a premium in order to be able to get them and shoot them. And if I was only going to choose just one, even with that in mind, because cost, you know, is a factor to you guys again, it would be the Zev Hypercomp. It's just a fantastic gun. Can't say enough about it. Got it. All right, stock Glock 17. It feels so weird to go from being basically exclusively an optic shooter to iron sights. So my target wasn't as small, but I didn't do too bad. Still felt great. Still feels great. But the other three, I think, obviously shoot a little flatter. Well, a lot flatter. All right, this is part 2 of that target. So getting a little bit more warmed up, hollowing out the center. This right here, I think, was the binary fire. I just didn't expect it. But other than that, we're keeping them where they should be now. I did have some of my buddies shoot each of these, and you will see some footage from them, and they'll get their opinions on each of those for you guys too. There's also a Parker Mountain compensator in there as well. So hope you enjoyed the footage, hope you enjoy the video. Tune back for more. So we're going to do the Arc Division reactor on Shadow Systems, the Zev Hypercomp, and then you have your Radain Ramjet on a Glock 45. This is Jeremy, much better shooter than I am. It's my boy Brandon, also much better shooter than I am.
Nope. That's lies.
Alright, so we'll go with this first.
So we're running the
Can you get me from the side?
arc reactor first.
Going hot.
Going hot.
Can you get me?
Yep.
Ready. I'm gonna shoot slow.
Zev Hypercomp.
Okay, this feels good.
Arc reactor, take 2.
Yeah, it's far. Damn.
It's on there.
I'm so glad I didn't get the arc. I wanted this before too.
All right, so
Why are you glad you did it?
Alright, number 1, Zev, I would say.
okay,
And then the Radian.
okay.
And then this. But I don't think this is worth it. Because I mean,
What
well,
do you?
it's
What do
pretty-
you?
it's just snappy.
Do you just feel like it's still
It's just
snappy?
more snappy, but it wasn't that bad.
I like the feel of that.
Friend.
Sweet.
Damn, this is my favorite.
The Zev is the best, right? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too.
The only thing is, your window gets hella
It's
dirty.
hella dirty.
And then once this gets hot, like racking up here.
You feel it.
Damn, that's not true. You want to shoot this?
Anyway, so
How do you feel?
just
about
shot the Zev and just shot the arc reactor. Of the two, which one did you like the best?
It's really hard to say, but I think I'm gonna like whatever you called that one.
The Zev.
The Zev, yeah, that one.
Okay.
This one's just a bit snappier, just a bit, but I still liked it.
All right.
I pull the trigger faster on these and not mine.
All right. So now what are we adding to the mix, Jan?
Parker Mountain Machine comp
Okay.
and barrel.
All right.
And see the comparison.
You got ammo?
It looks like it came from Zev. Put yours in, huh?
I don't know why I suck with this trigger. Yeah, that was high. This is a stock.
Trigger.
How do you feel about that Parker Mountain
I was definitely messing up the trigger pull, but it did feel similar to the arc.
to the arc?
With the
Doing it with
snappiness.
Mark.
All right.
Oh, do it.
So Zev's still in the lead.
Maybe because I just fucking.
All right. This is Jan, also a better shooter than me, shooting the Zev Hypercomp.
All day.
Arc
Division
Division
on a
How do you
shadow.
get one
on a
honestly
Shadow
really good?
Systems.
I like that Shadow Systems.
If I were to choose one,
Man, you kept that. Jan, those were all fucking right in that same group.
It's feels snappier, but it's easier to keep track of it.
Even and the Zev has an SRO,
Right.
so you still
So-
felt it shot flatter.
No. So the Zev feels flatter, but I feel like it's more like a rotational thing, whereas the arc, it snaps right back in place.
Okay.
Yeah, weird. And the Parker
Yeah. Now this is yours,
is
so.
my Parker.
I'm gonna say I like the shadow system, so I could be different from everybody else.
Damn.
I think the Zev feels flatter, but these two return to 0 more faster.
So you feel like you can shoot those faster?
I think it's about the same. It's just more consistent.
Okay.
I know it's weird. Did I show you a radian?
Oh, yeah, you just need ammo.
Here, I got some. All
This
right.
is on a 45, right?
Yeah. Jan's now shooting the Radain Ramjet on a Glock 45.
So you love it, don't you?
That feels good too.
All right. So we're ranking them.
Uh,
Jan goes first with his ranking.
I would probably go with the Ramjet,
Number 1.
Parker,
Nice.
and it's a tie between the Zev. It's odd between the Zev and the Arc because it's two different feel.
Okay.
So
All right. Jeremy, what do you think of the 4?
I like the Zev and then the Radian. And I think I like the Arc and then the Parker last.
Parker.
But I mean,
Brandon?
for me, it would be because the Parker would be too long. So, I mean, because the other two, you don't really need to add anything. The Radian adds a slight length to it, and then the Parker is a lot longer.
Okay.
It's
Brandon?
just all preference.
Like the Ramjet. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. The Zev definitely shot flatter. I want to like the shadow systems more, but this did shoot flatter.
So
I would go with
possibly,
the shadow systems, and I didn't get to shoot that one yet, so I can't rank it.
the shadow system frame with the Zev slide.
Interesting. Now we're talking. That's like character.
So the arc reactor on. Oh, I see what you're saying.
So the Zev slide on the shadow frame.
Okay. All right.
You like the frame the most. The
Yeah,
shadow
I like
frame.
I like the frame.
And that could sway why I like this one more than the other two is maybe the framework.
Yeah. If we tried the different slides on the same frame, it would be a little bit easier to
To rank them.
rank them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, gentlemen.